Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've reviewed a lot of these. Too many, probably. But trust me, this one stands out. It caught me off guard. In a good way. Before we get started, there's a special discount if you're interested. The link is in the description and also in the top comment. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer purchased this fat tire electric bike for their 16-year-old daughter and was initially impressed with its solid construction. The e-bike was well packaged to prevent damage during shipping and was generally easy to assemble. One of the first modifications our reviewer made was swapping the included seat for a more comfortable one from an older bicycle, a minor personal preference adjustment. However, despite the strong first impression, this client ran into a couple of issues that are worth noting. While the included fenders are a nice feature, the rear fender has a significant design flaw. The mounting bracket is extremely brittle, particularly in cold weather. It snapped within the first hour of use, and this wasn't an isolated incident. The exact same thing happened on their son's similar e-bike. The slightest brush of a leg while getting on the bike in the cold was enough to break it. Our reviewer ultimately had to fabricate a custom metal mount to create a durable fix for the rear fender. Another area for improvement is the user manual for the handlebar's digital display. The instructions are very poor and lack information on how to access and change important settings. This client had to search for online video tutorials just to figure out basic adjustments, such as switching the display from kilometers per hour to miles per hour, along with several other features the manual never mentions. Finally, the reviewer offers a word of caution for those in snowy climates. They advise that the bike is not suited for deep snow or icy roads, contrary to what some might expect from fat tires. It may perform adequately on well-groomed, packed snow trails, but their son's first-hand experience with a major spill on winter roads serves as a serious warning.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer found their experience with this electric bike to be frustrating from the very beginning. Despite having prior experience assembling similar products, our reviewer noted that this particular e-bike was essentially dead on arrival, with a control panel that refused to power on. This initial failure was just the start of a series of mounting problems and expenses that soured the entire ownership experience. The trouble continued when the rear tire went flat. After contacting customer support for guidance, this client was quoted a low estimate for the repair, but the actual cost at a local shop ended up being significantly higher. In a frustrating turn of events, the front tire also went flat not long after, leading to another unexpectedly expensive repair bill. The breaking point, however, came when the motor itself failed completely. By this stage, the reviewer had lost all confidence in the product and decided to seek a full return rather than attempt another repair. This process proved to be slow and difficult, with the company taking a long time to offer a solution. The situation was further complicated by the fact that the original packaging had already been discarded, making the logistics of a return a major challenge. The whole ordeal left our reviewer feeling as though they had completely wasted their hard-earned money on a deeply unreliable product. In a later update, it was noted that the company did eventually make contact and helped reimburse some of the costs incurred from the wheel replacements, though this came after a long period of significant trouble.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer initially had some experience assembling similar electric bikes, so getting this particular model together wasn't much of a challenge. However, that's where the smooth ride ended. Straight out of the box, the control panel wouldn't even power on. Our reviewer was left with a brand new, non-functional electric bike and immediately reached out to the company for a replacement, hoping for a quick resolution. Unfortunately, what followed was a period of frustrating silence. This client sent numerous messages to customer support with little to no help in return. The situation only worsened from there. Soon after, the rear tire went flat. When our reviewer contacted support about it, they were told the replacement would be quite inexpensive. The reality, however, was a significantly higher cost to replace the entire tire and cover the labor. Not long after, the front tire suffered the same fate, leading to another unexpected and substantial expense for a new tire and its installation. To compound the problems, the engine on this electric bike also started acting up, with our reviewer suspecting it might have been related to previous repair work. Customer support did eventually offer to replace the faulty engine. However, by this point, the repeated issues and expenses had left this client thoroughly exasperated. They decided against another replacement and instead filed for a full return, hoping to get their hard-earned money back. Adding to the stress, getting a swift solution for the return proved difficult, and to make matters worse, the original packaging for this electric bike had already been discarded, creating an additional hurdle for sending it back. Feeling as though they had completely wasted good money on what turned out to be a problematic purchase, our reviewer expressed deep regret. In a subsequent update, however, customer support did eventually make contact and provided some assistance, helping to cover a portion of the money spent on rep.
If this video helped you out, give it a like and hit subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.